last speaker, Carlos Vergel Infante, who received his PhD in physics from Iowa State University on his work related to the Higgs boson decay with the ATLAS experiment. Carlos also holds an MBA from the University of Illinois. Currently, he's a customer success data analyst at Open Systems, which is a Swiss network security company. Carlos.
Thank you, Alexander. Perfect. So yeah, since being the last one, I think I have a similar story to most of the previous panelists. So I will just kind of try to highlight a little bit of the difference. I was, as it was mentioned, I did my PhD at Iowa State, and I work at CERN and at Atlas, which seems to be a team in this panelist group. And one of the highlights, not only in academia but of my life, was actually being part of the group who first observed the decay of a Higgs boson to a pair of big quarks in 2018, I think, believe. And it was just very exciting to work with people so smart and so dedicated into this process. However, when I was coming to the end, as everyone here mentioned, I did really enjoy my PhD, but I didn't see my future in academia. It was not something that appealed to me. So I started mostly talking to postdocs and PhD that were in my team or in the HBV team that they have gone to academia, and I just meet with them for 30 minutes. Since I knew them personally, I was able to ask all kind of questions and kind of have no filter. And they all seem happy. They all seem excited. Their jobs were very interested. So I just started to get excited about it. Something that hasn't been mentioned here, and it was a little bit hard for me, was that everyone say that my skills at CERN will be useful in academia, but I couldn't really see like a tangible how that would be. So I did this program called Science to Data Science. This used to be a in-person program for 5 weeks in London. Now I think it's all online. And there I was able to work with a group of other 3 people with PhDs at a company called RedBrain for 5 weeks. And then we just developed a couple of machine learning models for them. And that was the moment that I was like, okay, this is what I'll be doing. I like, from physics, I always liked the game of always having a question, looking at data, solve it, and trying to move along. And that's what I saw industry could also provide me. So let me tell you a little bit what happened after that. I have a couple of different roles, something like data analyst, data science, data engineer. They all kind of merge together at some point, and you always have to do a little bit of everything. I landed a job at eBay about 5 months after I graduated from my PhD. This was very interesting. It was also a global company, obviously, with an office in Bern and in Zurich. And I started developing A/B tests for them. So there was a lot of experimentation, basically sending coupons to everyone in the world. So every time you send a coupon, the company is losing money. So you gotta make sure you optimize for that. Also, there were a lot of team-created machine learning models. So we needed to implement them to be able to recommend items. So if you ever have been at eBay and you receive an email saying like, hey, you should buy this item because you bought something, I was probably involved into that because we used to send information in homepage, email, push notifications. And I got very interested into business. I didn't know anything. My PhD, master's, and undergrad was all in physics. So I decided to take an MBA. This was a 2-year program that I was able to do online. And it really helped me shape where I wanted to go, which was actually facing a little more the customer, just be more involved into the decisions and move into a little more strategic roles. So I started I started in a company called Open Systems. It's a very interesting company in Zurich that they focus on network security. It's located in more than 180 countries. And the interesting part is in the past 6 months, I have been working to get a certificate for cybersecurity and network engineering. So this is one of the things that I like about industry. It doesn't seem like there is a linear path. Depending on the things that you enjoy, that you want to try, you just get a little bit more flexibility. Open Systems will also be at the end of this talk if you want to chat with the talent acquisition team. I have really liked it, and especially because I'm building data products there, especially to show these items to executive teams, executive in customers, and for internal use as well. And kind of here, just kind of matching kind of the business side of things and the teaching part, which I really love in my PhD, and the technical part. I have also for the past 6 months just kind of write this weekly newsletter, trying to explain data to non-technical audience through just everyday stories. So if you want to connect, we'll be here in the breakout room. Here is my LinkedIn. Here you got the newsletter, and please join and talk to Open System.